Hi, my name is Bill Lawson, and this bike was designed and invented by my son Marty Lawson. We're both engineers, and just to show you a little bit about what it is. It's designed to be a full-time, full-power, all-wheel drive, but full power to the front wheel all time. Essentially, it is allowed to work because of this Hossack type suspension, which is the same thing that's used on the BMW type big motorcycles. It gives you anti-dive, but that's the key and part of the whole patent situation, is the power comes from the engine through a chain to this point up to this sprocket, and as the suspension moves up and down, basically that chain stays the same length. So now you can have a device that brings a lot of power to the front. Once you get it to the front suspension, you put a U-joint at the axis of rotation of the front axle or the front wheel, and because it's perpendicular to the rotation, there's no torque steer. All the torque goes this way on the device, so you won't feel any of the torque. So if you're running at full power and the front wheel's hooked up, you won't feel anything. And from there, it's fairly straightforward. It goes down a single-sided fork or single-sided here, down to the wheel. There's a couple of features. There's an over-running ratchet here in order to allow the bike to turn corners or the front wheel to roll freely if you lock the back brake. There's also a slip clutch. We found that some of the aggressive riders, when they landed, really put shocks to things, so this is set at about 200 foot-pounds of torque, which is enough to spin the wheel anytime. The system has a couple of other things. It has anti-dive. It has about 1/3 of the dive of a normal motorcycle, and that allows you to run lower trails, so it's a fairly light feeling bike. The other thing is the brake comes back up through the drive system and brakes the back wheel at the same time. So if you're on steep hills or coming down in a muddy patch and you use the front brake, it's all you need. It won't lock the front wheel, and you don't need to use the rear brake coming down a steep hill. The steering system, which is this bar, is designed so that there's no bump steer. It has zero bump steer straight ahead, and the bump steer off is virtually negligible.